Listen, this is a way that you can delete items that have medical debt associated with it, along with several other items that you may not have thought of using a hidden loophole. If you want access to this exact letter that you can utilize, then comment letter below and I'll give you direct access to it. No gatekeeping. That being said, let's talk about it. So, medical debt removal specifically designed to leverage the CFPB Regulation V and Senate Bill 5480 for permanently removing medical related debt. Now, so a lot of things going on in this area, but I want you to take heed to this information and the letters and the details of it because it can still be something that can change your situation if you have medical related debt. And trust me, it's not just what you may think. A lot of times people think the debt may just be based on them going and getting a loan for something medical related or just an ambulance reporting something on your credit report. It's a lot deeper than that. And these are things that legal and attorneys and people are using actively to benefit their credit. So why shouldn't you? So let's talk about what does the CFPB rule Regulation V do. So this rule introduces significant changes regarding how medical debt is handled in credit decisions. It eliminates a regulatory exception that previously allowed lenders to consider medical debt when determining a person's eligibility for credit. Under this new rule, lenders can no longer consider medical debt despite having previously been permitted to do so under the exception of the FCRA. Additionally, the CFPB clarifies that credit reporting agencies cannot include medical debt on credit reports if the lender is not legally permitted to use that information. You know, there are rules in place that protect your information, especially if it's medically related. And truth be told, a person who has medical debt, in many cases, that's not a true test of their credit worthiness, if you know what I mean. So this is a significant advancement in protecting consumers with disabilities from being disproportionately penalized for medical debt due to higher healthcare costs of unexpected and frequent medical visits, specialized healthcare treatments, and necessary assistive technology. So this is more than just for those who are disabled as well. But there are some threats and people that are trying to contest this, because if they contest this, then this also goes against some of the big, powerful entities that may be trying to collect their medical payments, and they need something, some form of leverage that they can use that encourages a person basically to pay the medical debt. So it goes against them. So of course it's going to receive some kickback, but don't let that kickback deter you. So what threatens the CFPB and Regulation V? Well, February 6, 2025, the U.S. District Court in Texas granted a 90-day stay delaying the CFPB rules effective date June 15, 2025. So they put a delay, after lawsuits were filed by the credit industry and collection groups. On February 8th, the Trump administration directed the CFPB to cease ongoing investigation. That was a big deal because the CFPB was helping a lot of people have another level of an ally, somebody that can help apply pressure to the entities that may have been taking advantage of certain consumers. But a halt was put on that. So that's some pressure that's, causing some hiccups as well. On February 14th, a federal judge issued an injunction blocking the administration's attempt to dismantle the CFPB. On March 6th, the U.S. representative introduced a House Joint Resolution 74 to the House and was referred to the Federal Service Committee. This resolution seeks to cancel the CFPB's Regulation V. So it's a lot of hiccups that are coming along with it. Then on March 11th, the senator basically formally introduced the Senate Joint Resolution 36 to the Senate and read it twice and referred to it as the Senate's Banking, Housing, and Urban Areas Committee. This resolution is the Senate's version of the same disapproval measure. So there was also a hearing on HJRES 74 with the House's Subcommittee and Financial Institution, but no vote was held. So it's a couple of things that are trying to cause a hiccup. But why is medical debt a problem? And then we'll get to the letter and the details of how you can use it to your advantage. Medical debt is not like other forms of debt. People do not choose to get sick or injured. Medical bills often come without warning and are frequently incorrect or should have been covered by insurance. The harmful impacts of medical debt are over 70% of people report they received a medical bill they believe to be incorrect. About 40% have received the bill with incorrect charges. Medical debt is the number one type of debt in collections on credit reports. 20 million adults in U.S. have medical debt. 11 million owe more than $2,000. 3 million owe more than $10,000. 58% of bills and collections on credit reports are medical debt. Now, this is the caveat of the loophole that I really want you to understand. And this is not trying to get over. This is just sometimes you got to look at the fine line meaning that sometimes something that was meant to have one benefit opens up a plethora of other benefits because it's broad in the terminology what they mean by medical debt. For example, say you pay for something medical related on a credit card. Now, that credit card becomes an item that has some medical debt associated with it. People in real time, with lawyers' approval, attorney approvals, are getting certain credit cards deleted in the form of collections, or credit cards that had collections on it, if they're able to basically show, approve, or know that they had some type of medical debt that they paid using a credit card. Yes, the credit card was not a loan that was taken out specifically for medical debt, but it has medical debt only, and that medical debt is directly in connection to these new rules and things that apply to medical debt, despite what the initial card was issued for, because it still runs the risk of having their information exposed and put out there. So this is a loophole that people are able to benefit from. So if you understand that and you catch that, then take heed. Let's get into the letter and how you can benefit from it. Again, remember, comment the word letter if you want direct access to this, so you don't have to screenshot or copy it verbatim. You can get the direct access to this link. We'll make it happen. No big deal. So, medical debt removal based on the CFPB Regulation V that I briefly went over in the Senate Bill 5480. Look deeper into that as well. And then you come to your own conclusion for permanently removing medical related debt. So, of course, the letterhead, you're going to have your name, address, city, state, zip code, email optional, phone number optional, date. I would leave off those optional items just to be clear, but this is a template, so I'm just giving you access to, what you can choose to use. It's all up to you. Then, of course, you want to put the credit reporting agency or furnisher name, depending on who you're going after initially, their address, city, state, zip code. Now, the subject, immediate removal request from medical debt in compliance with Regulation V and Senate Bill 5480. To whom it may concern, I am contacting you regarding the medical debt account listed under, and then they'll have the account name or the reference number appearing on my consumer report, and you list it exactly as it shows on your consumer report. Don't give them anything additional. So if the account number shows up one way and it has X's all on it, you initiate it or list it that same way. As of March 2025, CFPB Regulation V update and the provisions outlined in Senate Bill 5480, credit reporting agencies and furnishers are prohibited from reporting medical debt collections that have either been paid or settled, or are under 500, or cannot be fully verified. This is the emphasis. According to new heightened verification standards. That's what most people are going to fall under the umbrella of. It's not going to be able to be fully verified with the new heightened verification standards, or they violate newly enforced consumer protections regarding medical related trade lines. Same as that. That's another big area that a lot of people may fall under. Under these new rules, the account is no longer eligible for reporting on my consumer file. You are now required by law to permanently delete this medical related account from my credit report. If you fail to comply with this request, you will be in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Regulation V under CFPB's authority, and Senate Bill 5480 federally mandating stricter guidelines for medical debt reporting. And even if something does go away as it relates to the CFPB, still use the FCRA to your advantage, as well as the Senate Bill 5480 to your advantage, and you can make edits accordingly. But I just want to lay it out in a way that people have benefited from currently. I demand that you immediately delete the reference medical account from all my consumer reports. Cease any future reporting of this account. Provide written confirmation of its permanent removal within 30 days of receipt of this letter. If you do not respond or fail to comply, I will file formal complaints with the CFPB, State Attorney General's Office, and the Federal Trade Commission without further notice. I expect full compliance with my rights as a consumer under the newly amended law. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. Sincerely, your name. I also like to put, instead of sincerely sometimes, govern yourself accordingly. Just something about that punchline that I love, but sincerely works as well. Now, here's some additional tips as it relates to sending this letter. Number one, send it certified with return receipt. Always document that you gave them proper legal notice and started the 30-day countdown. So that's just a good rule of thumb, because what it does is allow you to have a paper trail in the event that you have to take legal action. Number 2, attach a copy of credit report highlighting the medical debt. So if you have some type of medical debt that shows on a credit card history, basically, highlight it. You have some direct loans, highlight it. Highlight those things that are showing up on your report. That way, you're showing proof of the medical thing being reported on your credit report. And you circle the account you're referencing to make it unmistakably clear which debt needs to be removed. Number 3, if the debt was paid, settled, or under $500, attach proof. Example, settlement letters, proof of payment, billing statements showing amounts, optional but powerful. It shuts down excuses for keeping it on your report. Number 4, monitor your credit reports. Pull updated reports after 30 days to confirm that the debt has been removed. You can use free reports at annualcreditreport.com weekly. Number 5, if they don't comply, file a complaint with the CFPB showing your letter, your proof of sending, and their non-compliance. This puts heavy pressure on them because non-compliance with medical debt rules is heavily scrutinized now. So use this to your advantage. Again, comment letter down below if you want access to the letter so you can use it to your advantage. If you need assistance with taking your credit to the next level, there should be some links available as well so we can help you in that arena. That's all I got for this video. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.